Good morning, good afternoon, a good evening. Welcome to TeamODZ Live. I'm Justin. We got the pizza burner ride today. Got to go join our friends in Discord. Hope you are having a great day and come enjoy the show. Morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Don't wanna get dizzy, but we better get busy. I don't want you to worry, but we kinda gotta hurry.
Here's Vonnie. Good to see you on live stream.
Tick tock, don't stop. Where does the time
Wandering Flats. Let's do this.
Right on.
does anybody know?
Oh, just so you know, Eric, Wagz has a new name.
Oh
His
boy.
rapper name is Little Scotty.
Little Scotty.
Okay. I call him Little Rezzy. His screen's not quite 4K, just a little 4K. Oh boy.
Poor Eric's like, what is going on with these two?
Exactly. Left-handed. Lefty's already way out in front.
Of course. That's odd. My screen camera view changed. What's going on? Back to me. All right. Yes.
We don't wanna chase it, so we better not waste it. Tick tock. Tick tock. We don't wanna chase it, and we don't wanna face it. No, we don't wanna chase it, so we better not waste it.
Remember last week, Eric, I was asking you about mini-map for the current route distance remaining.
Yeah.
It was accurate. Well, I think it's only inaccurate with robo pacers for some reason. And Casey noticed it as well. I'm only telling you because I like to talk,
way off on that.
not because I expect you to file a bug report, because ain't nobody got time to file a bug report that ain't going to get fixed.
Yeah, because didn't it show like 5 kilometers left when we only had like half a kilometer left the other day?
Yeah, it was multiple kilometers wrong when we crossed finish line for Tempest Fugit. It's like,
And then once we crossed, it didn't even have the right. It reset, but it didn't even have close to the remaining right time either.
when I was on, there's another flat route like Tempest Fugit. Anyway, that one has a lead-in on the actual route, and what I noticed is what the distance that it got reset to was the distance including the lead-in, even though you weren't actually going to be doing the lead-in.
Yeah. That was going to be my guess. It has something to do with lead-ins. Something's messed up there.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't think I went that hard, but I'm quite a bit ahead of you, Eric.
Yeah, I think I might have started a little too easy.
That's okay.
Everything
Should've
broke up.
started easier.
We're slowly gobbling up groups here.
I'm cool with easy.
Yep.
Easy like a Sunday
I'm easy with cool.
morning. Group of 53, all grouped together now. About to catch a pack of 11. Still about 30 ahead of that.
Well, I've come to the conclusion that no matter how new and how fast the hardware you buy, you cannot make up for the terrible coding that is Zwift.
Concurred.
When they're turning on the new lighting effect.
And I'm positive that's not helping frame rate. Is that the lighting effect that does the reflection from the, like the ride-ons off the riders? Because I noticed that recently. I thought it was new. I don't know if you guys notice that in your game at all, but whenever there's a sea of ride-ons, depending on how light or dark it is in the world, the riders will glow on the reflection. Oh boy. Hold on. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Did I drop off?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you were talking or not.
Yeah.
Your screen was pretty much frozen.
My video still frozen?
No.
I'm seeing it.
Oh wow. McCurry does use the GPU quite a bit. I'm sure you know McCurry is harder to render than Autopia, right? Isn't that a known thing?
Yeah, Neokio supposedly is the worst section.
Even through here is a solid 15 FPS lighter, less than what I would normally get in Autopia. Didn't fall.
Making up words at 5 a.m.
I may or may not make it the whole 100 today. I have to go deal with dental. I had a filling come out this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. We feeling
The good news-
for you.
Well,
Feeling
the good
for
news
you.
is, the good news is the filling that was on a cavity that they didn't drill out all the way to the root,
Okay.
so it actually doesn't hurt. I just have a gaping hole in one of my teeth that
Goes with food?
everything I eat. Yeah,
Yep.
like this morning, had one of the new, the honey stinger waffles, and now I got the peanut butter flavored ones that are like, peanut butter chocolate, peanut butter strawberry, and just peanut butter. Oh yeah,
It's perfect. You don't have to hold your fuel in your jersey pockets now.
now I got like a little reservoir in my mouth. Great.
Yeah. You were made for cycling. Made for endurance sports.
Okay, I see what he did there. I see what Roscoe did.
Light on my bike is lighting up a lot of bikes around me more than I feel like it ever has before.
You guys hear me again now?
Yes.
Apparently, McCurry is so hard to render, and Windows schedules things bad enough that Discord, or maybe it was a Discord update I installed today, keeps freaking out. I'll just keep Discord as the window that is in focus. Hopefully it won't be prioritized.
And based on your message, it sounds like doing CPU pinning didn't help.
Nope. Priority and CPU pinning do not appear to have done anything. In fact, right now, it's on the performance cores, and I'm not able to keep up at 60 frames a second.
Huh.
I wonder if I got the update installed overnight. I didn't pay attention.
So, looking at the web interface on Sauce, on the Stats for Nerds section, gonna see what I can see, how mine's handling.
Hey Ben, welcome to the live stream. Does that show rendered FPS? Because I'm, the game itself has a config you can turn on to have it displayed so that you'll never be satisfied with any of your rides again
No, I'm just getting overall CPU usage, which honestly,
You can get that from Task Manager. I do have quite a bit of evidence to believe that Zwift, although its main performance is probably single thread limited, it definitely uses more than one core.
Yeah, there was
Because if
something. What was
if
it? I
I
was
pin it
talking
to one
them.
core, if I tell Windows to force it to only be on one core, frame rate will take a huge dive.
Yeah, I think they're assigning particular tasks to the
To threads.
other cores. I don't remember what they are.
Yeah, which makes
I remember
sense.
chatting with them about it.
That's the first way to scale if
Yeah.
you're single thread limited.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Let's see. See how many are actually up the road.
I'm in the front of your group and I see 22 ahead of me.
22. What was that? I was just going to the front to see. Nah, and they're gonna start dropping. Out in a minute. My 15-minute ride is done. I'm gonna make fun of him.
yeah, why would he show up for 15 minutes?
Lefty's been doing that recently too. He just hops into the ride and then leaves. I don't know why. Say hi to all his best friends.
He wants the ride-ons and kudos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Welcome, Kev. Kev's our good Scottish friend.
Scottish.
Scottish. And I don't do a Scottish accent. I don't do any accent well. You're still in Mallorca, Kev? I think I told you guys a couple weeks ago about Kev who would one-up Eric's Mallorca crash.
I don't know. Did you? What's the story?
I think he said broken ribs and collarbone and he was in the hospital. And then he just said nearly 5 weeks in Mallorca here. Which I don't think he had a 5-week vacation planned. I mean, he's retired, so why didn't he? It's less expensive to stay in hotels than hospitals, Kev. This isn't the way to extend your vacation without your wife being able to veto.
She's like, can we just FaceTime? He's like, no, I'm in the hospital. I swear. Why do I hear people laughing? Is that the ocean? Do I hear that? The ocean?
Ocean! Yes, Ocean.
No, it's just a TV show I'm watching on this crappy hotel TV. I swear.
Okay, watching my avatar with all these lights from the buildings and lanterns and things. I don't know if it's just because I'm paying more attention, but it does seem like there's more
Collections on the
interaction
avatar.
between those. Yeah. Honestly, could care less.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Most
could care
obvious-
less, that means you do care.
Well, I care enough that I kind of wish they would turn it off and give me more CPU for other things.
I see. Have you noticed how in Neokio, the wet streets with their reflective lights, the lights aren't actually representative of what's around you?
It's just a random.
It's just like a pattern. Yeah. I noticed that when they first launched Neokio. I'm like, oh, cool. I love the reflective lights. And then you start looking, you're like, oh, wait.
It's
not actually. It changes.
and it looks
But-
this one looks
but it's
convincingly
not.
like the building, except there's the windows are just one big vertical stripe. There's no horizontal breaks in the windows like there should be. But it did seem, at least right through there, to follow the building in some fashion. Oh, Kev says his wife's been with him the whole time. So maybe she pushed him off the cliff so she could stay longer.
That could be. Yeah. This vacation spousal abuse.
Casey, do you also see the reflections from ride-ons on users, on riders?
On the right, hang on. Hey,
So like,
are watching for that.
if a batch of ride-ons come down, you'll see the group get brighter.
Oh yeah. Whoa, almost too bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, the brights are overblown in the dark. I was talking, I actually messaged Mayfield about it yesterday. Like, yeah, you should have seen him before we turned him down. But yeah, you notice it kind of gets that overblown look
Yeah.
when you go under streetlights. But that's been an issue on Zwift for a long time.
And now the Tron
Like
looks
going
like
into
it's
the
too hot to sit
ocean
on.
tunnel.
It's like, did you put sunscreen on the inside of your legs?
I have this horrendous sunburn on my inner thigh. I don't know how I got it.
I mean, this course with all the neon lighting is probably the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the update right before we started this ride, so I haven't.
So now
seen
you
it
can
on-
do splits. You can do the splits.
I did watch that video yesterday. Well, I'm going to actually test ride and sit on some real bikes tomorrow.
Whoa.
Whoa. Watch out, they fall over.
Yeah, and land in my truck.
Yeah.
Ooh, I have the new split feature, which means I must have gotten the update.
Just so happens to be a bike shop has a bunch of Specialized in stock. On my way to go see my parents this weekend, so figured, it'd be irresponsible of me not to stop in and try a couple out.
Exactly.
I'm also a little not really sure what size I need. When I was riding before, I was a 54 frame, and now every darn website says I'm a 56.
Just sit on the
Either I was
bike.
riding,
They're not all. It's not always the same between manufacturers.
yeah. So I mean, I've checked according to Specialized, I'm a 56. Cervelo, 56. But both of those companies I've ridden their bikes before, many miles, and I was always on a 54. And I haven't grown height-wise. So. And then in a canyon, I'm like a small, which makes 0 sense to me.
I'm usually
How tall are
cold
you?
in the canyon. Oh, not that kind of canyon.
I think someone asked how tall I am, 5'10".
Yeah, it's probably kind of right on the edge. I'm 5'11" and ride a 56 and specialize comfortably, but
Well, that's the
depends,
thing. Is
like, is it a crit racing bike? Go 54.
well, that's the thing. I have no desire to do crit racing. I really have no desire to race anymore. So I just want a bike that, yeah, I want to go hammer on a group ride on occasion. But my main goal is a bike that's comfortable for 75 to 160 kilometer rides on multi-day.
Well, first of all,
adventures.
disc brakes is a hard must. Second
Yeah.
of all, you liking the way it looks is arguably
Yeah.
more important than disc brakes.
Well, everything I'm looking at has disc brakes.
Okay.
Everything I'm looking at is wireless shifting.
Okay. The
I have a couple buddies in town.
SRAM or does
Well,
Shimano even do wireless? I don't even know. It's how hunted.
SRAM does. So before I had my 13 years off the bike, I was campy. So I'm actually not rich
Oh, look at
Shimano
you.
or SRAM. Oh yeah.
Fancy pants.
Oh yeah. So I have a couple buddies in town that are SRAM. So it's like, well, the ability to cross-share wheels and stuff.
Kev
Might
says
be
he was a
worth going
54 on tarmac and on canyon. For what it's worth.
Okay.
I'm
thing
usually
is,
at 58 with this seat as absolutely high as it can possibly go.
Ow. But the benefit to SRAM is it's generally cheaper. And some of the SRAM bikes, by default, have a single-sided crank-based power meter already included. Like one of them I was looking at is the SL7 Comp 2023 model. The bike shop has some still in stock, and there's got them down like 33% off. Because old stock. But that's also still $6,000. Or they have a 2023 Specialized Ethos Comp with SRAM axis. No power meter, but I actually think I want to go dual-sided. I'm going to butcher the heck out of the name. That whatever.
Asiamo?
Yeah. The Asiamo.
Faveros. Asiamo
Yeah.
Favero.
I think I actually want to go with their pedals and just buy the spindles because I do SPDSL.
I've heard a lot of good
Yeah,
things about their pedals.
Yeah. So I did the math, and then I watched a bunch of YouTube videos on the Ethos, and everyone's like, it's just such a comfortable bike. It's still, still using wireless shifting, still got disc brakes, but it's not like the SL7 where if you break the handlebars, you got to get the stem and cockpit all from Specialized and wait for it.
Yes.
Because Athos is still just your standard.
That
You know, you can replace
also
the
tends
stem
to make
once.
attaching accessories more difficult. Be aware of that.
Yeah. So honestly, the Athos just looks like a clean bike, and all the reviews online were just people just raving about it. It's like, yeah, you lose 8 seconds on a hour-long Hammerfest race, sure, but is it the bike you want to take like when you're going on a multi-day tour with a bunch of hills? Yes. Because from a comfort standpoint and a repairability standpoint, the Athos just kicked butt.
You said multi-DA and lots of hills, and I said no bike. I'll take a car.
That is my only goal at this point, is to get back on the. Right before I joined the Navy, I did a 7-day tour of Southern Utah trip with Planet Ultra, and now my only goal at this point is just multi-day stuff.
Yeah.
I don't want to race. I definitely don't want to do Chris. I want to go out on a group ride on occasion. I still want to be able to hammer on occasion, but yeah. Plus, Athos is way cheaper. So we'll see.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yep.
Can't believe I had forgotten to watch for that. That's almost a Zenable offense. I don't think that's correct usage, but you know.
As in?
Dang it. And I apparently should have burned my feather too. I lost whatever just got there. Except I'm pretty sure if I tried to use it during my coffee stop, it would be dumb and you might end your coffee stop.
Yeah, I wonder what it does.
I think I've accidentally hit it before.
Kev gave a
Can't remember what
testament for
happened
the Asioma Faveros. He said, they're the best. They work and they will show you how crap your power output is. There you go.
Yeah, I'm using the Faveros right now. They're on my Zwift bike all the time.
Well, and I figure if I go the pedals, then if I ever
can-
like,
Travel and rent a bike.
yeah,
Exactly.
if I ever travel like I may go to Arizona this next February, and if I don't take my bike, I can just rent a bike and throw them on.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Or when you get a new bike, you don't have to worry about whether or not it'll be compatible because they're just pedals.
yeah,
I got the Shimano pedals way back when, and honestly, they've been great. But the thing that annoys me is I got in the habit of trying to like calibrate them every day because I'm not sure if they self-calibrate or I'm just OCD. I forget. Probably both. But they like quite often, like even when using a Garmin head unit, it's like, oh, could not calibrate. So I'm like, whatever, we'll just attempt every day I'm outside to do it. And maybe 30% of the time it'll calibrate. And
Is
then
it
I guess
Shimano pedals? Do you mean Garmin?
That's the word. Dang it. Thank you, Garmin.
I was like, Shimano?
Oh.
I didn't know Shimano
Garmin
made pedals.
Vector, jeez. Man.
Yeah.
Why am I 6:30? Yes. Garmin Vector.
I've got those on my outdoor bike, and they like to fail calibrations also for me.
Exactly. I mean,
Supposedly they
Garmin
auto-calibrate.
TechSport's Garmin TechSport's pretty good, and they did like replace some parts for me at one point. But I mean, I've never been upset with Garmin tech support. That's usually been very helpful. But at some point, it's
Yeah.
like I just want the things to calibrate, and I'm pretty sure nothing the Tech Sport Age is going to do short of even sending me a brand new pair. I bet you it's just the same thing.
I had my first power pedals I ever got were the Vector 2s with the pods on them.
Uh-huh.
And like 4 years after I got them, one of them stopped working properly.
Uh-huh.
Wouldn't show up, wouldn't pair. So I messaged Garmin's support online, and they sent me a new pair of Vector 3s to replace it. And they were out of warranty. So yeah, I was pretty impressed.
Never heard anyone say when they actually contacted Garmin support that it was a bad experience. So, that's something they got going.
Yeah, I had Garmin head units like constantly back when I was riding, but
I have a Garmin head unit, but I'm right now like, I don't know. Wahoo was pretty simple when I had it.
and so that's the thing is like I'm kind of stuck between the Wahoo Roam V3
Uh-huh.
or some Garmin unit in that same kind of price range, or the one that starts with a C. I cannot think today.
A mooch?
No, the Cronus Duos or whatever, the one that's like owned by SRAM.
Yeah, Kronos. I've seen those.
Yeah, because those have direct integration into the SRAM wireless shifting. Not that that really matters, but you can
pretty sure
program the extra buttons to do things.
I think all of them can do that pretty
I
easy.
think they all actually, yes. I'm pretty sure my Garmin could do that. I don't know if
I just know that on the Chronos one, it will not talk to DI2 because Shimano said F you to them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So here's one of the annoyances I have with the Garmin head unit. I don't know that everybody's had this. Certainly been my case. I have the 840, pretty new. It will not connect to my Wi-Fi network unless I go in and tell it to every time. So like it won't just
That's
auto
silly.
connect. Like, so it basically means it won't auto upload unless I pair my phone over Bluetooth. So I'm like, okay, this is annoying.
Yeah, being able to just auto upload your workout as soon as your bike hits the house seems to be
And a few people I've talked to don't have that problem on their Garmin, so I'm apparently cursed.
It's your high quality next gen Wi-Fi.
You know, except for that it happens at the crappy Airbnb Wi-Fi where we did team camp in Arizona.
Yeah.
So
Speaking of next gen Wi-Fi, I just upgraded our mesh network from the first ever mesh network we got, which was Google Mesh like 8 years ago.
which are great.
To yeah, they work good. But I got one it's a TP link,
Okay.
one with Wi-Fi 7 and all the
Qualcomm chips.
doodads. Whoop, whoop.
I think that one.
You know what
I don't know if TP Link uses Qualcomm or not.
You know what I saw last night? My wife and I, for the first time ever, saw the whatchamacallit? The satellite array floating across the sky.
Starlink?
Starlink.
You can see Starlink.
Yeah. But
When
you
they
don't see it
first
very
get-
often. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
When they first get launched, they're all next to each other very, very close.
Uh-huh.
And they haven't yet oriented so that they don't bounce light off back
Okay.
to Earth. So you end up seeing what's called Starlink train, and it's normally like 30 to 50 what looks like little bright white stars all in a perfect line with a couple
Cool.
gaps here and there, but
Yeah, it was wild. Yeah, I would
A lot
guess
of-
there was 30 to 50 of them. It was pretty cool.
there is unfortunately a correlation of Starlink launches to UFO 911 calls.
Not surprising at all.
Because
Based on what I saw last night.
yeah,
Yeah.
Central Oregon does not do streetlights very much, so it's pretty dark. So you see them pretty well.
They're like, I could actually see when I was driving. It must have been a UFO.
But people are like, is there an inbound missile? No. Like, some of the callers are just like, wow. So we've gotten to the point where the dispatchers, there's an actual website that will kind of tell you, I mean, it tells you where all the Starlinks are, but there's a filter that will only show Starlink trains, aka
Okay.
newly launched ones. And like I said, they're more visible as a train. So they'll turn that filter on and be like, yep, there's a Starlink train over us right now to the south. It's okay.
Thought you were going to say is go to the website, is there a UFO right now.com?
That might be a good website. UFO or Starlink.com. Or like, yeah.
You know, like the isitdown.com? The website that
Is it
Technically the-
Starlink.com?
all the good domains that were like simple and useful, and now you can't load them without waiting for 400 ads.
It's like this one website I go to for Zwift information just bombards me with ads.
Like,
Oh yeah, what's on Zwift.com? Those guys are the worst.
how about I went to whatismyip.com because I was testing
Yeah.
some VPN stuff. I wasn't sure what my IP was, but I was sure I needed some Blue Chew.
Yep.
Hey guys.
All right, 25% done. Hey Miles.
What's a really fun thing to do is go to a company and jump on their guest Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Okay. And then go to Reddit,
Okay.
but make sure you're signed out. So Reddit bases the homepage on your usage, right? And kind of correlates stuff you might like.
Which uses
However-
their IP address.
Yes, if you're not logged in, it negates your algorithm and goes on the algorithm based on what most people from that IP address are going to. So you learn a
Whoa.
lot about a company by going to Reddit while on their network.
Pretty sure YouTube would do the same.
Yeah. I'd heard of that little trick once and I was like, no way. And then I did it. I'm like, okay, this matches.
I'm gonna log back in now. I have
Or you start going to some really, really weird subreddits and really screw up their algorithm. While logged off, of course.
I do like how, at least the way I have Reddit set up, I can just scroll for updates on the subreddits I care about, and not see anything else except for sponsored ads. But it'll actually be like, end of feed. Nothing new to see here. Thank you. I appreciate that.
There's no such thing as the end of the internet. It goes on forever.
Okay, well, I think we've successfully verified that Eric is not a bot because that lap distance was correct.
Unfortunately, it's true.
So basically,
I-
he passed the little capture test, effectively.
I am but flesh.
Whaley tantrum? I don't even want to ask.
They were talking about Chipotle.
Someone was meant to write, that's a Chippo attack, and it autocorrected a Chipotle attack, and it all went downhill from there.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, that probably could have been replaced with Taco Bell.
Speaking of which, Taco Bells are usually in pretty convenient locations. Around here, they've started selling gas for $1.99 at Taco Bell. No, not the kind they mix with ethanol. Not that stuff.
I took a full day off of work. I think it was like last week. And I was riding in the middle of the afternoon. And the wife texts me, she goes, "You ready to plan dinner?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "I don't want it." It's like, "You haven't even heard what it is yet." She's like, "I'm craving Taco Bell." I was like, she's like, "Send me your order." I'm like, oh boy. I hadn't had Taco Bell in like 7 months, 8 months.
Is it going to be another 7 or 8 months now?
Yeah. It just, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, did it taste good? Heck yeah. Like, all that sodium and sauces and whatnot, it was delicious. But man, my ride the next morning, I felt so just like, wah, wah.
That was the cheesy 5-layer burrito.
And I even went fairly healthy. I went with the chicken tikina bowl or whatever.
He did the cheesy
Oh, yeah.
4.5 layer burrito as the healthy option.
Well, they changed their menu so often, and I hadn't been on the app for so long. I opened it up and I was like, well, that's new. What is that monstrosity?
Well, they have to shake it up, keep things different.
I still remember when they had the grilled cheese burritos. Oh, man. Those were good. That's
I was
probably
gonna do.
one of the top 5 reasons why I got to the weight I did, but, you know, whatever.
I was gonna do a lap counter at the first lap, but got distracted because we passed the lap, and I was not paying.
Yeah, I forgot to do this.
What the
Well,
heck? I'll just screw around with the lap and press it now for kicks and giggles.
maybe Swift needs to set up an auto lap counter option.
If you
Yeah, I
give
thought it
them
was
a
going to be an
muffin-
auto lap.
They do it
Like either
in workouts, but I don't think they show the same UI, I imagine. Because they're already showing the splits in your workout with stars.
yeah, the workout records splits, but
Yes.
doesn't show the new split UI. But you can pull it up after the workout.
Yeah.
You can pull up the split UI and see your workout intervals.
Wait, there's a post-analysis view?
Well, it's during the ride.
Oh.
It's just the HUD, the split HUD.
Oh, if you
elements.
once the workout is done, that HUD will appear.
I don't think it automatically appears, but you can make it appear.
Okay.
There's a button, they call it the Stonehenge button, in the action bar that swaps out the leaderboards for your
Got it.
split HUD.
Well, I did a lap about a little under a kilometer ago, and I wasn't seeing the leaderboard, so now I'm just seeing the split board. That's it.
Okay.
I do think it's a good improvement. So I can gather two things. Either Zwift doesn't care at all about performance, which is highly likely, or two, if they do care, their only bar is 30 FPS. But
Is that what it roughly drops to when it has to
No.
drop? 30?
no, I'm just saying, like, it's been holding high 30s. Like, I don't think I've seen it today under 30. But also, I have a way newer CPU and GPU than 99% of Zwifters. Maybe 99.99. 999.
I'll send you my log analysis after the ride today.
Be interesting to compare. So what's interesting about this comparison, Eric, is that Casey's running the base Mac Mini M4, which is kind of the I don't care, I want Zwift to just work. I don't know anything about computers recommendation. And I'm on the opposite end of everything custom built. And I stream and all the things while Zwifting. So the one big variable is his screen is slightly less resolution and only does 50 hertz maximum. Whereas I've got one 4K monitor and two 1080s, I think. Maybe they're high. Maybe they're over 1080. What does it set to? Yeah, they're 1080.
Right on.
And they're all set to 60 hertz.
Yeah. The only thing extra I'm running is I'm running sauce. That's it. And a Brave browser is open. Yeah, that's it.
I would imagine sauces. Well, you're running Discord on another machine. I'm guessing.
Talking to me?
Yes.
Discord's on my phone.
Yeah. That counts as a machine.
Yeah. So. Yeah, our frames per second similarities are kind of crazy.
I mean, the truth is, I need to stop watching the FPS number. I don't think it's good for my health. But I'm a computer engine nerd, and I cannot help it. I mean, Zwift's clearly not paying attention, so somebody should.
For me, as long as it doesn't start stuttering and look like crap, I really don't care.
Right.
I think it also plays into the fact of I'm not a gamer. I never have been, so...
Yeah.
You know, the most games I ever did, which I have to stay away from because I will lose about 3 days of my life if I turn that game on, is the Command & Conquer series. Or Total Annihilation. Oh, man. I can play that game for days.
They have at least
And
done
now
something right with their rendering in this world, because it is actually using like 80% of the 3D renderers in my 5070, which that's a significant amount of compute. I still can't hold 60 frames a second. I'm pretty sure Watopia does not get anywhere near as high on the GPU. Okay. Miles, how's the Zinner group treating you? That well, huh?
Are you guys seeing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah. No.
Sorry, it kind of bug. It won't let me use. They're okay today. We have a few situations. Yeah. What else is there?
I can hear there's a Miles there, but it sounds like aliens have abducted your microphone and are only allowing your third word through.
It's probably the wind.
Oh.
So they're his interview's good today. It's a nice good group. Little randomness of what else is there.
Wait, emojis for Windows? That's what they're working on? Is that what you're saying, Eric?
Well, emojis for all the in-game clients for the chat.
Right, because
and for the rider names.
It works on Mac platforms.
Does it? Does the Mac show all the emojis?
Yes. Companion app does, and the Mac client, game client shows them. Isn't that true, Casey? You saw
That is
Dave's
correct.
hand clapping?
Only in certain spots. So
Here, we're gonna play a game. I'm gonna send an emoji. You tell me if you can decode it without using the mobile app.
hang on, let me
Oh,
close something. Nope. I just see a white space.
okay. I swear I tested that earlier, and it worked.
So there is somewhere that I do. So I do see it in the companion app.
Yes,
Yeah, they're
different code base. Okay, I was wrong. I thought that extended to Mac. Does not. Maybe I wouldn't be shocked if running on iPhone or iPad would show them. But again, they're different code bases.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I
Because
used
again,
to only
iOS and
run on
macOS are
iPad,
different
and I want to
also.
say yes.
Hey, Miles says he cannot see it on Apple TV. But that's also yet a third Apple OS. tvOS is not macOS, is not iOS.
Yeah.
Let's ask.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. Confirmed. All game clients. Wait. Andy Davey claims yes.
What?
Conflicting reports.
Well, I'm wondering if he's thinking the companion app.
Come on, people. Details matter.
He just dropped the angel emoji.
There we go. Andy was lying.
Squeaky. Yes.
Replace your cleat or replace your spindle.
Pedaling is the cause. Stop pedaling.
Yes. I think that's the solution.
Pedal harder, turn music up.
I still think my favorite noise least favorite noise I've ever heard while I was lifting was one of the stickers on my kicker core coming off. Scared the holy crap out of me.
Is it rubbed against the flywheel or something?
Yeah, the ones on the flywheel.
Oh, and then
So it starts coming off. Yeah, and then it hits on the
sense.
frame.
Yeah. Okay.
It makes it like, and you think, you freak
Where's
out.
the
and you
machine
stop
gun firing
pedaling.
coming from?
Yeah. And then when it actually flies off, if you know which way it goes, it can actually come up and try to hit you. But yeah, when it flies off, it makes a heck of a noise.
2 days ago on Tuesday, I did a Crit City race, and dude attacks hard like 2 laps into the 9-lap race, and I chase him. One guy follows. We end up with a breakaway pack of 3 that's slowly extending our lead. So we got a 25-second gap with just like 1.2 laps to go. And one of the guys in my group is pushing pretty hard. I'm chasing kind of to hold his wheel, and all of a sudden, all my resistance goes away on my trainer. I pull up the pairing screen to try to fix it, to hopefully at least catch on to the main group 25 seconds back. Can't figure out, like, it won't reconnect to my trainer, which is just, it's a Kicker 6 that I connect by Wi-Fi. So typically rock solid. Looking around like, what is the deal? Reboot the power on it and everything. Finally I look. It actually came unplugged out of the back of the trainer during the race.
I thought you were going to say it was
My
a safety
racing
feature. When they think you're about to blow, they just take all resistance out so you don't hurt yourself.
Which was semi-accurate. My racing score went from 514, I think it was, to 472.
Oh, sweet. How,
In that one
the,
race.
that's all you had to do? How do I get
It's
back
ridiculous.
to D's?
Like, I'll get top 3 in races, and the most it jumps up is like 6 points. But then
Yeah. Mechanical
I lose
failure,
a
you
race
lose
like that.
400 points.
Yeah, I don't get it.
It's very illogical.
Or just don't do any racing like me, and you can have a nice low score.
My daughter just walked out the front door to school carrying a box, and it triggered the, "We detected a package in the package zone." Maybe you should wait for it to be still before you trigger that.
watching the Giro, I'm watching all the team cars. How is there not more accidents between the team cars?
It's pretty
Like,
wild.
I feel like just now one of the teams pulled over because one of the riders had a flat. He just like flies over to the side and just stops hard. And there's like 20 team cars behind him. And these aren't exactly the most wide roads. And no one runs into each other. But they're like 2 feet off of each other's bumpers. And maybe it's like a constant bumper car fest and we're just not seeing it.
Are you gonna say next, Eric? Which leads me to my next point. While Zen seems fun at first, it only lasts for a short period. Okay. Maybe we don't want to get too religious. Can you guys hear me? Or was it that bad of a joke? Okay. It was just that bad of a joke.
Got a guy PMing me in the Zinner group, and I thought he was joking, but I think he's actually
Mad?
he's actually mad at me.
Good. Not a successful Zwift ride unless you've done that to at least one person.
This guy. Later, Carl. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
Let me guess. He's in the Zinner group, or you weren't holding steady enough pace for him?
Yeah. In his inner group. Carl was told that I was arrogant.
Huh. Why did he have to be told? Isn't that just obvious?
Yeah. Isn't this apparent? If I don't get to tease the Zinners on my own ride, then what do I get to do?
If it would only be apparent if you have children, but you do, so it checks out. It is apparent.
Yeah. I'm a parent. You're a parent.
We're all a parents. Or large number. So this will be right at 4 laps, a little under 4 laps. My math is mathing.
My soft math is saying we'll end a little bit after the crest of this hill.
Oh, right now?
No, not right now. Like
Yeah, I'm just
we got this. We got this climb, another full climb, a full climb, and then like
yeah.
a third of the downhill, and then we're done.
Yeah, that checks out. Same thing. Hey Nick, welcome to the live stream. I don't know why, but I decided I'm going to do a split for this climb. Because, you know, it's a new shiny button. Gotta push it. Oh! And you can also hit a lap split from the companion app on the dashboard tab.
Yep.
That makes tons of sense. Oh, also from the map tab. Same bar at the bottom. I guess that makes sense. All of the on-screen things are available there. Well, the on-screen in-game lower bar thingy-majigger.
Action bar.
What do they call it?
Action bar.
Action bar. I dare you to antagonize the Zinners again, based on them having completed the lap. That worked out really well last time.
Can I arrogantly antagonize them?
That is a requirement, apparently. Apparently, arrogantly antagonizing. Welcome to the AAA meeting. Oh, he's just AA. No, ours is AAA. Did that guy already leave? Who's
So
I think so.
so offended. Did someone say something up here? I didn't even realize.
They PM'd Eric and bit his ear off.
Uh-oh.
And then rage quit.
Uh-oh.
It probably didn't help that I thought he was joking with his first comment. He PM'd me rude, man, and I replied, LOL.
Pours fuel on the fire.
Yep.
Fire meat fuel. Well, I know Eric cannot hold steady because I've asked him many times to go steady and he's said no every time. But
Yo. I'm a taken man.
I'll leave these sarcastic jokes to audible formats. Suggestively arrogant and sarcastic.
Right on.
You know what I am seeing in softs that I feel like I haven't seen before is rider names in the little bubble list of groups, but the Asian names are using Asian characters. Although maybe I'm just confusing sauce with Zwift, where Zwift just shows nothing when people write with Asian characters.
I
Or
think
is with
it's
any non-alphanumeric? Is it like they just don't support anything outside UTF-8? Or
Seems like it. Which seems really bad if you're trying to bring the world together.
right? You would have thought about that.
At least show if someone types something in Chinese, at least show me the Chinese, so I know they wrote something.
You're like, man,
Better
how come
yet,
you keep saying all these blank
translate
messages,
it.
making me feel so blank inside.
Yeah.
There's
I think
a
they should just
soft-
auto translate it.
There's a soft mod that uses ChatGPT to translate.
Oh yeah.
So I think the data is there. It's just like you said. It's not
Yeah, it's a display issue. Is my guess. The bytes probably get sent, but
Halfway there, 123.
I mean, clearly there's a difference in the rendering between game clients and mobile app because obviously emoji are not UTF-8. Or maybe I'm wrong. I'm going to pull my foot out of my mouth before I say something wrong about a encoding that I don't understand fully. So what did that display in SOS? That was a big difference between mobile app and game. And it was like the space characters were rendered weird in the game.
Yeah, it's goofy.
So maybe this is what all gets fixed with that upcoming update.
I shall not hold my breath.
Probably a bad idea right now, but I would recommend you do it for the next, I don't know, hour and 15.
Ooh, no.
It's basically like altitude training.
If my math is correct, you'll be more fit afterwards.
Deadly fit.
Oh my gosh. So I've been watching Young Sheldon. You guys watched that
Great
series
show.
before?
Oh yeah.
The one I'm thinking of is his mom is, helping at the church, and she takes Sheldon to help her for a day and calls him her like executive assistant. And he finds the donation record book and then proceeds to digitize the whole thing and correlate who's been paying how much. And then him and his sister start making phone calls and shame people into. Oh my gosh. Oh,
Oh
work,
yeah.
Sheldon.
Make sure out there tidings are at the right percentage.
like, I don't know, you own a business. You got way deeper pockets than that. Like, oh boy. Oh boy. I'm about to kill this kid. He calls him up. He's like, I'm calling to help you calculate 10%. It appears you do not understand math. Whoa. Oh boy. You have any favorite episodes, Casey?
Ooh. Anything from Young Sheldon or Big Bang, I'm down for watching. Like right now, I'm rewatching Home Improvement. I miss the old shows.
Oh man. Been for 6,000.
TV was just better back when I was a teenager. Or younger, I guess.
Am I mixing shows there? Is Home Improvement Tim the Toolman Taylor?
You got
Yeah.
it.
Okay, good. Just checking, doing my own self-boomer check.
It's funny because the first time I ever watched that show, I was a kid. And of course, ironically, I was kind of the same ages as that show went on as the kids in that show. You get something out of it being that age.
Whoa.
And then I went years without watching it. And then I rewatched it a few years ago. And then after becoming a parent, well, that show hit completely different.
Kind of like Saved by the Bell.
Yeah.
When I used to watch it, they were like the cool older kids. Now I'm like, you kids, stop messing around. Get off my lawn. I sympathize with the teachers.
So I've unfortunately probably seen every Saved by the Bell episode at least 10 times.
Oh, wow.
Because when I was stationed in Hawaii and I had the night shift, the only channel, we didn't get the full cable lineup on base. We only got like 20 channels. Well, at 2 o'clock in the morning, the only channel that had anything on it was 2 hours of Saved by the Bell. So from
Man.
2 to 4 o'clock, every night shift, I'd watch 2 hours of Saved by the Bell. Because that was all there was.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, I
Have
have
you
no
guys
desire
noticed
to ever
over the last
watch
5
Saved by the
minutes,
Bell.
like 3 distinctive, massive frame rate slowdowns? No? Yes?
I haven't
No.
noticed anything.
Like visibly noticeable, not just me staring at my counter.
It's time to upgrade to a Mac.
Man,
Time to upgrade to Apple TV.
time to stop doing all the things.
Here in the zingers. Pretty smooth.
Apparently trying
center
to
group.
own your own hardware and understand it is a disease. It just results in more disease.
But yeah, Saved by the Bell, I will never watch again. And I never want to eat a cinnamon flavored Pop-Tart ever again in my life.
Yeah, Pop-Tarts are... I can happily never eat a Pop-Tart again of any flavor. They're pretty
Quite
horrendous.
dry.
Yeah.
Well, I'm to the point we had on deployment, we had them everywhere. Like, if the mess decks were closed, they would just leave cinnamon sugar Pop-Tarts out. So that was basically, so if you missed lunch or dinner or breakfast times, which I missed all the time, my options was like a cup of coffee, some fruit, and Pop-Tarts. It was always cinnamon brown sugar. To this day, if someone heats up a cinnamon brown sugar Pop-Tart
You start twitching.
in my house or at work, oh, I want to gag. Like, it's like instant bad memories. So cinnamon brown sugar Pop-Tarts were banned from my house. My son's not allowed to buy them.
You remember toaster strudels? Those things were amazing.
Oh, the ones you put the white icing on?
Yes, yes. Same era that Pop-Tarts were introduced, but it was always disappointing to get with the Pop-Tarts. If we had toaster strudels, wow.
Yeah, those strudels were good.
Right on.
You know what
You
I
ever
love
had
are the, you ever
ever
had
had
the
the-
orange cinnamon rolls?
Ooh, yeah.
The orange icing? Oh man. You could eat a whole can of those. Kind of like a Krispy Kreme dozen of donuts. You just kind of, you blink and they're gone.
So back to those strudel pastries. Do you ever have the ones that were the same bread, but on the inside was eggs, cheese, and sausage? I remember what they called them, like breakfast toasters or something. Oh, them were delicious. Starting to realize why I gained so much weight now.
Yeah, those were good too. There are all these breakfast things from that era that are just insane.
Yeah. There was so much stupidly unhealthy but delicious food back then. And it was just normalized to eat it. Like it wasn't like, oh, you're eating junk food. It was like, oh, here's your healthy breakfast, son. Have your toaster strudel. Here's some extra icing.
It seems like you would have got more responses than that. Are you, it's like Discord screwing up again. Can you hear me now in Discord?
Yeah. I think they're all just coming up with their incredible responses. They're taking their
Okay.
sweet time. I don't think that's what's actually happening. They're all suddenly realizing they hate cycling. Haven't had a good ride ever.
There is a very large population of people who gripe and moan on group rides, though, I've noticed in Zwift.
What? No.
It's always comes down to watts per kilogram, almost every time.
I know I weigh like 100 kilos more than you, but you're doing more watts per kilo than me. That's pretty much sum it up.
Yeah. Well, the other day I was on a group ride, and they had the fence on the uphill, and so like I was pretty much limited. I could do no more than like 2.3 up the hill.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, this is sad. And I was like, I knew. They're like, oh yeah, our heavier riders just can't keep up. And I'm like, okay, but I can't keep up with them when on the downhill. Are we gonna fence them on the downhill? Nope. I didn't say this because I don't really care, but I was thinking to myself, I feel like the fence should be reversed. It should be more like people who fall off the back, zap, you're out. Make it a drop ride.
I get frustrated. I mean, I fly a lot, you know? Like, why are you flying? Why this? Why that? Why, you know, it's just like, I'm flying and I'm leaving you alone, you know? Not fully in the anchor. It's different opinions.
Yeah. There's certain clubs that if you fly, they get so pissy and you're like, I'm not affecting you. It just happened that your group ride is at the right time that I can ride and the course I wanted, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. There's just like large portions of the day where there's like no group ride that doesn't have like a fence. That's some ridiculously slow rate, you know, for like what I would want to do. Yeah. Like, just get tired.
That
of,
means
like,
you have to ride solo miles. Just suck it up and be okay with it.
I can't do it. Can't do it.
Yet another comment that I will not be making in written form, especially not into a DM to somebody. Only in audibly sarcastic comments.
Yeah.
I'm not
You'll
trying to
never make
shame you,
everyone
Eric.
happy.
Don't feel bad. It's not about you. It's about me. I think Eric went off crying.
It's definitely about me. I'm very arrogant.
I bet you think this conversation's about you, don't you?
Don't you? Don't you?
That was a good falsetto.
Thank you.
Don't hurt yourself.
I'm gonna lead the whole ride in falsetto.
Did you, on an unrelated note, did you get a new saddle, Eric?
Yes. I think the nose might be a bit high. Might be a bit on the nose.
It's a bit. It's about an octave too high.
Yes.
Yeah. No
My wife is
breakaways.
texting me, asking what I'm doing.
Why you're
From
talking
downstairs.
falsetto?
Don't worry about it, honey. It's no big deal at all. I've gone Miss Doubtfire. Puppets.
Surefire way to make your wife doubt.
Yeah. It was a drive-by fruiting. Probably some disgruntled member of the kitchen staff. Did you not tip them? Monica's predicting that next week no one will show up to my ride. Well, I know one guy who's not going to show up to my ride.
That much is very clear.
Yeah.
Carl.
If only you could figure out his IP, make it so when he hits your website, he gets a nice special article.
Oh boy.
Send him over to Training Peaks virtual.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do an article about that's the best Zwifters.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
like every Zwifter everywhere?
Well, not everyone's that bad.
I wrote an article. I don't think it was for April Fools. I think it was just out in the middle of nowhere. It was ghostwritten by like a made-up person, but it was basically an arrogant Zwifter telling everybody how they should race and how he does his group, how he behaves in group rides. It was like so over the top. Basically telling people what not to do on Zwift by being a jerk and telling people what he does do. I thought it was amazing, but there were definitely folks who didn't get the joke. I think his name was even like Sandy Bags.
That's
Because
awesome.
it was back when you could join any race category you wanted. So of course he joined the lower category because he liked to win. So I put that in there.
Did you keep it up?
No, I probably should bring him back though. Follow-up post. Well, I did. I kept it up by replying to the comments as Sandy Bags.
Oh my gosh.
It was quality.
Reminds me of a story back when I was in Hawaii. We had this group ride, and it was all military members. I mean, it was a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday ride. We were out on our normal Saturday ride. And one of the guys was just being obnoxious. He normally was pretty chill and pretty joking, so we all just started ragging on him, as all military members do to each other. Plus, he was Coast Guard, so we really gave him crap. Well, we get to a stoplight, we're all stopped. Someone says something to him, he gets so pissed off, gets off his bike, unclips, throws his bike into the group, and walks off.
Wow.
Oh wow.
We're like, we found out 2 weeks later he was on steroids.
Ah, there we go.
And he had a little roid rage incident. And then a month after that, he got kicked out. Because I guess he had a little incident at work as well.
Really? I would have imagined him being super stable at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to ask for his name.
Not
I
a
was gonna hire him.
volatile or stressful environment at all, so I don't know what the big deal would be.
Oh, it's the Coast Guard. It's not stressful.
Oh boy.
That was my follow-up. I mean, it's only the Coast Guard.
Well, and he wasn't even really, okay. He was Coast Guard, but his current position was recruiter.
Ah. That's probably the most stressful job in the Coast Guard.
It's Hawaii. Everyone wants to go to the Coast Guard in Hawaii.
That's true.
Until they get told when you're possibly going to get stationed in Fairbanks, Alaska.
Yeah.
Reminds me of the
Kodiak.
Brian Regan skit when he's making fun of the guy running the butterfly exhibit. He's like, I went to a butterfly museum with my kid the other day, and they were like, if you have any butterfly related questions, let me know. Be happy to answer him. It's like, that has to be the easiest job ever. Well, I can imagine a guy being like, oh my gosh, these flies, they're getting all on my nerves. One of them just kept landing lightly on flowers, like I didn't know what he was up to. Anyway, you have to hear that skit. I'm sure I didn't do it justice.
Constantly flapping around. Always on the move. One of my favorite things to do when I was a kid was to catch the caterpillars that turned into monarchs.
Oh,
We
the
would
ones that
find them on the
Oh,
milkweed
milkweed?
plants. Yep. It was so cool.
I was super into bugs as a kid, so my parents would take me out into the countryside, and I'd capture hundreds of those caterpillars
Wow.
and have cocoons everywhere in our backyard.
Yeah, it's fun.
And because there was no milkweed in my backyard, we'd have to go out to the countryside like every few days to get fresh milkweed for them.
There you
There
go.
was no milkweed, but there was. He does live in Oregon.
weed.
That, and I would always have I'd always have multiple praying mantises as pets.
Best insects ever. They're like animals. The way their heads pivot.
Yeah, they're fun. And then I even had had is a very key word, a breeding pair, because the female eats the male after,
Yeah.
But that was
Doesn't
kind of
last
cool.
long.
So I got to see the entire process from Honey Nut Cheerio perspective, and even got to see the egg sac hatch, which is kind of cool.
So this reminds me when I was in Cub Scouts. Cub Scout leader took us to the library and said, "Okay, boys, go pick any book that you'd like to learn something more about." And so I go out there and I come back and I say, I'm not talking to you, SIRA. I said, "How do you spell sex?" And the leader's like, what? She's like thinking in her head, I know this family has 8 kids. Maybe their parents are really progressive. He's like 8 years old. I don't know what. And I said, like insects, like caterpillars. She's like, oh, got it. Yeah, okay, we can help you with that. I know how to spell in, duh. Everybody knows how to spell in.
Another fun insect that I had as a kid, well, water beetles were always fun too. Those things get massive.
They
But,
bite too.
Yeah. But it's really fun to watch them eat fish. Like I would buy them feeder fish from the grocery store or the pet store.
Oh, nice.
But probably one of my favorite ones, which you could never really see that much, were ant lions. You guys ever seen them?
Yeah, the fuzzy guys.
They're
Aren't they
more.
fuzzy?
No,
Oh,
they're the ones
What
that
are
make that cone in the dirt. So if you've ever been walking around in dirt and you see like a little perfect cone inverted into the ground, at the very bottom of that is an ant lion, just like in Star Wars. So anything that falls down in that hole, generally speaking ants, falls to the bottom, and the creature comes out from the bottom middle and eats the ant. And if the ant tries to escape, he'll actually throw sand at it to get it to fall back down. They're really cool. And then they pupate and turn into some sort of like flying insect. I can't remember what they look like after that, but I remember the first time I found them in my backyard. We had this area of dirt, and there's just these cones everywhere. Like, what is going on? And then I saw an ant fall into one of them, and I was like, hooked at that point.
yeah.
So I would get my mom didn't know it at the time, but I got her flower sifter, and I would get a big shovel full of dirt underneath it, put the dirt in the sifter and then shake it, get all the dirt out, find the ant lion, and then I had containers full of really nice sand I went to the store and bought, and would put them in there. And the fun thing was to watch them actually build the cone.
Eric, you don't see this, but Katie Tavali says it's awesome to see Eric on the ride. You got a fan? And Holly Bergen says, I did ZRL with him once. He's very strong. I appreciated his wheel to draft. I think that means he's fat if you like drafting him, Holly.
Yeah. Is Holly calling me fat? That's offensive, Holly.
It's definitely... Forgot our adjectives already.
Arrogant.
Arrogant. So arrogant. Arrogantly offensive.
Yes. Back when I had my office, we would catch praying mantises every once in a while and put them in a fish tank and feed them. And our goal was to just keep them alive as long as possible and see how big of bugs we could feed them.
Mm-hmm.
Our record was one mantis, we fed it a potato bug that had to have weighed twice as much as the mantis did.
Whoa.
And then we put the potato bug in there, and they're not like real fast-moving insects. They're ugly suckers, but they're not real fast, the potato bugs. And the mantis were like, oh, what's it going to do to this potato bug? And mantis just kind of walked up to the potato bug, grabbed its head and its pinchers, and just started eating its head.
Oh, you sure they weren't
And the
kissing
potato
air?
I don't think they were.
So, yeah.
And the potato bug's just like, hey, stop it. Hey. Hey, man.
So it's funny, where I'm from, potato bugs is the name we give to what people call roly-polies.
Oh, really? Yeah, I meant like Jerusalem crickets.
Yeah,
Right?
I was like,
Big old guys.
I figured you meant the Jerusalem cricket. Those suckers
Yeah.
get huge.
Yeah, they're big. And they're scary looking.
Yeah, the
Just a
first
good
time
thing
I
they don't
found one of those,
bite or move fast.
yeah, luckily the first one I ever found was dead.
Yeah.
But that's like scary the first time you see one of those. You're like, is this thing alien?
Yeah. Yeah, their heads are so big. You got the pincher looking things on them. And yeah, that mantis that ate the potato bug, it had already eaten another mantis. It had eaten a black widow.
Ew.
You know what's fun is to see mantises eat daddy long legs? Because they eat the legs like a piece of spaghetti.
Yeah.
Like they just kind of chew it down. It's funny.
They are probably the funnest creatures to watch eat.
Yeah, they're super cool. And you can put them on your finger and let them crawl around and watch their heads articulate. Fascinating bug.
Big Miles is establishing himself as the leader of the Zinner group.
He is. He's leading the insurrection.
So was
I'm not going to say anything bad about. I'm not going to say anything bad about the Zinners, though, because
No,
I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings.
that would be arrogant.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, I would think it would be like self-pity or self-centered, like, oh, they're so fast you can't keep up with them, so I'm gonna make fun of them. I see arrogant as like, later, suckers, I'm gonna drop you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. Well, different definitions, I guess.
Maybe hoity-toity, holier than thou. Maybe that's the interpretation of arrogance they're going for.
Maybe.
Because Eric is definitely hoity-toity.
100%.
Super hoity-toity. I'm the hoitiest of the toity. Or the toitiest of the hoity.
He sits on his golden Zwift frame with his monocle.
Yeah.
I remember when we ride penny farthings in Zwift.
Buffy, can you believe all these people riding the Swift carbon frame?
Oh,
Can't they afford something real? Perhaps we should throw them a few drops.
oh boy, that was good. What was the name you used for your imaginary hoity-toity friend?
I think it was Sandy Bags.
No, I mean just now.
It's been
Will you just,
just
you
now.
use somebody's name? You said,
Buffy.
"Oh, Buffy, these people that can't afford this with carbon frame." Sorry, I've been too busy
Sad,
slaying
isn't it?
dragons. I mean, slaying vampires. I missed that.
Let me opening up my garage full of beautiful carbon bikes. Which one will I ride today?
Well, of course, I have 3 of that one. I couldn't decide on the color.
So I just bought them all.
I'm so bad.
I know it's naughty, but I just couldn't help myself.
Yeah, that's a pretty good accent.
Uh-oh, AirPods are getting low. Let's see, pull one out. Got some coffee flying.
You need to know, though, are Buffy and Sandy friends? Would Sandy make it to this club or not? I would say Sandy is not a member of the Buffy elitist hoity-toity club. It's another level, in my professional opinion.
Yeah, I think so.
Did both of you get the climb pup up right there, even though we didn't take it?
No, actually, I didn't notice anything, but I might not have been looking, or it's already
No, it was
stopped
gone after I
registering
asked.
in my head.
Are you talking about how you can see the climb that we don't take, but it always shows up right there behind there?
Yes, shows up until you take a turn and then it goes away.
Yeah.
I think there's a setting you can change how aggressive I think that display is or
Yeah,
something
there
like
is.
that.
There is.
But I know it will always, regardless, it'll show it thinks you potentially are going to go that direction, even though you're not. Even though it knows which way you're going.
Right? Like, I don't care how aggressive or unaggressive you are, you know the route I'm on.
So, we were on this course. Well, and it wasn't this ride, it was a ride, but James was on the ride. And I asked him that exact question. I said, why does it show in my profile that I'm going to be climbing that hill when you darn well know I'm not going that direction?
We had this
And-
conversation in early pizza days. It has
Yeah.
happened.
He basically said, yeah, we know. And that was it. And I was
Like
like, well, good
every-
afternoon to you too.
Every confirmed Zwift bug report ever. Yeah, we know.
I mean, I get it. It's not the end of the world, and I know it. But for people that don't know it, are like, oh my god, I'm about to climb that. No, you're not. I get it if you're in
275 kilometers remain until my next upgrade.
Ooh.
Just got my alert.
You should keep riding.
Guess so.
Knock it out.
I only have one upgrade left on this
Ooh.
So there,
Which bike?
dogma.
there's specialized.
Hey, last time check coming up.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you, Miles. Whatever was
I'm
going
sorry.
on.
I was saying, are there specs for the Project 74 flight compared to other things yet? Like a head-to-head?
Yeah, I mean, I've got all the data. I have a post just about Halo bikes that talks about their performance at all levels of upgrade. And then I would compare that post to the Tron versus top performers chart. That'd be the best way to compare like the fastest race setups with Halo bikes.
There is something different about those. I mean, I ride with Lefty and Mike Beebe a lot, and they both have now very advanced upgraded Project 74s, and like, I mean, I'm on like usually a moderately or higher upgrading something else like Specialized or Dogma or something, and like I just cannot hold a wheel even if I'm doing way over the watts per kilogram. They just pull away from all the groups.
On
Like,
the flat, right?
yeah, it's like it seems like there's like a drag coefficient difference, or for those that just doesn't play into the rest of the calculations, and also like a draft difference for the bikes around them too. Like, I don't know if you know Jordan Bergman. Like, he's no slouch, and like he and I ride a lot together too with them, and like Jordan and I can draft off each other, no issue, but he can't draft off of lefty and B with those Project 74. And like when I use a Project 74, I sort of feel like it acts the same way. Like I think there's something else there that's like not calculated.
I mean, they should give off draft, right? They're not like a.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I think they do, but it's still so much lower. It's like if you watch someone with a Project 74 in a group ride like this.
Well, I mean, if they're aero, isn't it true that the more aerodynamic something is, the less of a draft hole, because you have to basically punch a draft hole. So if you're more aerodynamic, it should be harder to draft off of.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't think Swift calculates that. I don't think I don't think the draft shadow varies.
Is that smart?
Like
Okay.
between different rider sizes and stuff.
yeah,
I don't
it's
think
just
it does, like, because I've tested it before.
there's something different about that bike. It just like I see it a lot in the flyer groups where there are people pulling 5.6 plus and like can't keep up with someone on the 74. He's doing both fours. It's just weird.
Well, those dudes, like, there's also a difference in raw watts on the flat.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
watts per kilogram is actually a terrible metric on flats. It's a
Yeah.
lot more closely related to raw watts. I know Lefty's relatively big, not ginormous, but he's like
yeah,
180 pounds was my guess.
yeah.
Yes, I did
Lefty,
math.
we're pretty similar. He's got like 10 pounds on me, but we're pretty similar. And like the watts, like I'll typically be somewhere in the high 200s, low 3s. He's typically in the 3s to 330. Like when we're full on the same ride, like that Project 74, like, oh my gosh, the last 2 weekends, it's just, I've been hurting like really bad. And I don't know.
Note
It
to
could just
self:
be the lefties a lot stronger than me.
it's specialized Project 74, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's
It's
the
just
one.
that-
I think that might be the one I have. I didn't start
It's
writing
the
it because
one-
I didn't want to raise any flags.
Yeah, it's not a TT bike like the other ones, and there are drafts here, but it really it performs much better because I feel when Leslie was choosing to use that bike for the like the specs would have suggested that was not as good of a choice as a fully upgraded SL8 Sports SL8, but it definitely performs better. So
Well, I know it's faster on the flats than the SL8. I just
Yeah.
don't remember how much.
How much?
yeah, I mean it was supposed to be pretty minimal, and if you got any ups, then it should negate it. But that doesn't seem how it works in real life. Well,
Wait, you ride it in real life?
It's Swift.
In Zwift life?
In Swift life.
Okay, I'm gonna do a little research while we ride. Let's see here. Swift. That one. All right, that's the one.
Perry the 11,
Carry the
Negate
11.
the 6.
All right, Project 74. Fully upgraded Project 74 saves 154.4 seconds across an hour of riding compared to our baseline.
Wait,
154.4.
oh, 154 faster.
Yeah. And then fully upgraded, let's say the fastest, so Tarmac SL8 with a Zip 858, 138.5.
That's
So 16 seconds across an hour
Yeah, decent.
is what the data shows.
Yeah.
Now, if the Zwift built some weird draft difference into it, that wouldn't show in this data. As far as I know, they didn't. But
I mean, 16 seconds is decent. I mean, I could see that.
yeah, it's decent.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's if you're using the 858 Super 9 disc, which a lot of guys aren't even using discs anymore.
Yeah.
So if you drop down to like the Envy,
I'm usually using 7.8s, maybe 7.8s, but
7.8s or
anything
135.1.
yeah.
So you're almost 20 seconds behind if you're using the 7.8s.
Okay. Well, it makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Let's see,
It's always about the
74,
bike.
so it's about 4 seconds faster than the Cannondale Halo bike on the flats. Cannondale's, it's not a TT bike either. It's considered a road bike. The only TT is the Espada.
The Cannondale's not considered, it's considered a road bike?
It is considered a road bike.
How interesting.
The Cannondale rollerblade.
Yeah,
It's just like the Specialized.
yeah. I just had horrible visions of that in real life on the road.
Oh
But
man,
that's
can you
more of the
imagine?
story.
More of a track bike, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not many people that do certain things in this.
I mean, the Project 74 isn't something you'd want to ride either in its current state. Mostly made of epoxy.
Well, okay.
That bike is definitely a mock-up.
Well, anyway, thank you.
And I was just waiting to be able to say, no, Miles, they're just that much faster than you. Suck it up. Dang it.
Nothing. Yeah, but oh well.
I'm probably out in about a kilometer or so. Gotta get ready for that dental appointment.
That wasn't until 2:30.
Oh boy.
If I could have made the appointment in the middle of the afternoon so I missed more work, I totally would have.
That's what it was. Next week I have a dental appointment that I have to leave early for. I was like, oh crap. I swore I had something where I wasn't going to be able to ride the whole time. Had to check my calendar real quick. Not this week, fortunately.
Yeah, my work schedule's different next week, so probably will be on the early March thing.
Me gusta su meneo y me gusta cuando bromeo, cuando me baila y me hace porque
I like how Casey pronounced it. A kilometer. Is that like what assassins use to compare each other?
Yeah. Peter.
The kilometer?
Did I say it like that? I'm losing my mind today.
Maybe it just came across that way. It could.
No, I
it
wasn't
does weird
surprised.
things.
I didn't get much sleep last night. Went to bed late, and then the wife came in at like 2 o'clock in the morning. And she was out dealing with one of our children being children.
What?
Yeah. I'm a wee bit tired this morning.
Back,
All right.
Derek. I believe it.
I'm out of here. I'll see you
See you,
guys
Casey.
next week.
See you, Casey.
Get your lingo straight,
Get our
folks.
lingo. Yeah, come on. Next thing you know, we'll stop shaving our legs. It's a downward spiral.
Oh boy. So this past week, I've been prepping for our family's trip to China, trying to figure out the most efficient way to convert US dollars to yuan to pay for it all. The first recommendation from the school was just bring the cash. I was like, for 7 people, bring all the cash to pay for 7 people's worth, 10 days worth of logistics in my fanny pack. What could go wrong?
Yeah, just bring in fanny pack.
Yeah, nobody does that. It's
If you
not
want to-
1988 anymore.
You can do it like the kids do now. It's toss body bag, right?
Oh, hide it under your shirt. Then nobody will know what that bulge is.
It's
Yeah.
better. It's better to be able to almost walk a lot of cash, so it's less suspicious.
Hide it under your shirt, strap it to both arms on your biceps, so not only are they intimidated by your muscular stature, but they don't know that you got money.
At least you didn't tell me to hide it in a plastic capsule of sorts and inject it into one of my orifices.
Well, yeah, I can't advise that as a physician, so.
Well, I basically said, okay. I went and looked at my bank's exchange rate for US dollar to yuan. It was like 6.5, but Googling 'Googling seemed higher, and I did some other tests saw it as high as like 7.2, and I'm like, well, I'm certainly not going to exchange that much money at 6.5 to 1. So they were like, oh, okay, you can pay us electronically through Alipay. Okay, fine. Give the Chinese government all of my personal information, passport, credit cards, what could go wrong? Okay. Set up on Alipay. Start trying to send money. It starts getting rejected. One from my credit card, thought it was fraud. Okay, I believe it. Said, no, it's not fraud, it's me. And then Alipay kept rejecting it because there's like a daily limit you can send through Alipay. So I had to spread it out over like 60 payments. It just sounds like I'm getting scammed. Like everything about what I just said. Print out the dollar bills, put them in a book, right?
Yes.
I'm sure you've heard this scam before. Mail it to us. But I was also like, wait a second. I thought China was like way more digitally advanced than us. So I can't believe it that I have to bring so much cash and that everyone only uses cash. I think it was just the travel agency booking all the logistics. They didn't want to have to pay transaction fees, basically. And on
They don't want
Alipay,
cash.
on Alipay, I end up paying the fees, but the Visa credit card dollar to yuan exchange rate was like 2.5% better than their own. Like, hey, well, you could pay in US dollar cash, and this is the price. So even paying the 3% credit card fee, it worked out to be like a few dollars more expensive, but I shouldn't have to strap cash to weird parts of my body.
Well, the next question is, what percent back do you get on your credit card usage?
Probably 1. I think that's the lowest common. It's an Amazon card. If I was buying on Amazon, it's 5%. And there's a couple other categories that are boosted. But I'm pretty sure personal payments on Alipay in China are not one of those boosted categories. So 1%. So
Got to book your travel on Amazon. It's the solution.
yeah, I think marginally in my favor. But the biggest thing is I don't want to carry that much cash. And my brother, who owns a house in Brazil and here in the States, has done a lot of paying attention to this. He's like, every time the best exchange rate I can get is almost always the Visa credit card exchange rate. Like,
Interesting.
he said,
Yeah, it's like always the best. I always use that every time.
as long as you have a card, we don't have to pay international transaction fees. Pretty good.
Yeah, and our last trip to Europe, we just did everything on our MasterCard.
Yeah. And MasterCard's probably the same as Visa. I'm not trying to differentiate. I just happen to have a Visa.
Yeah. There were 2 times when we needed cash in 3.5 weeks in Europe.
Exactly.
We had a €10 deposit on the rental bike that had to be in cash for some stupid reason. And then we had a bus fare and they only took cash. That was the only time we took the bus, too.
I was in Brazil with my family for 2.5 weeks. The one place where cash would have made things easier was we went to park down by a beach, and to pay parking, it wasn't like an established parking vendor. It was like guys go and stand in parking spots because they have nothing else to do, and they know they can get people with cars to pay them for letting them take that stall. And so he wanted cash.
Excellent.
And so we had to go beg one of his buddy friends who was running like another vending thing down on the beach selling food, who had a credit card machine, and he like doubled the price to give his friend a cut. Oh boy.
What a fulfilling job that guy has, though. What do you do for work? I literally take up space.
And I'm like, we went to like a couple places around the city that day, and I saw him at multiple of them. They know the tourist schedule and they follow them.
Yes.
My brother was saying the one place where the best exchange rate was not Visa network was in Argentina for some reason, because banking system was whack or different, but like the best exchange rate he could get was with no like actual bank, but it was basically like wealthy individuals trying to get rid of their Argentinian cash for something more stable, and they would like give you different exchange rates based on how new the money looked. Like tables in a park, super sketch. Hey, okay, I'll trade you for this. Okay, that kind of deal. But in every case, any place that is actively advertising currency exchange has like the worst exchange rates.
Well, it's right here in the airport. It's so convenient. It amazes me that people even go to those places.
Like, do you know how expensive real estate in the airport is?
Yeah.
But I mean, we also pay ridiculous prices for candy at convenience stores. Same concept, is it not?
Yeah. True. Convenience has a price.
One of the pluses of living in Hershey and hitting on the first holiday sales. 75% off there.
Did you understand that, Eric?
I did not.
Sorry, Miles.
We have lots of cheap candy in Hershey.
Yes, grocery store's candy is like a tenth of the price of, and it's next door. Sometimes literally in the parking lot of. You go walk across the parking lot and get it 10 times cheaper. I do have to say, I'm gonna exude some of my hoity-toity electric vehicle owner and say, the only convenience store I have is in my garage.
Garage. It's
My garage. No, his name is not Gay Raj.
You parked your carriage in your garage. Most people prefer Rolls, but the new electric vehicle options are quite fascinating.
I think it was GM just launched a crazy, ridiculous premium EV that's like 300K plus.
Wow. Does it fly?
Not that I'm aware of, but apparently they have like 50 different interior options to choose from. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, just tell them what you want and they'll make it happen. Would you like alligator skin on your dashboard? We will procure it.
would. It was pretty interesting being in Europe and taking Ubers a lot. It seemed like everybody had an EV, like all the Ubers.
Well, I mean, there's a if it's their main business and they drive so many miles, there's a business case to be made of leasing an EV and paying the lesser cost per mile and getting out ahead because that's their main cost of goods sold. And it is significant. Well, okay. If you're doing fast charging at like a supercharger, roughly it's going to work out to the same cost as a maybe 25 to 30 mile per hour per gallon car with gas. But it's like, if you can get cheap rates to charge at home, it's like same as like 120 to 130 miles per gallon gas. There's a big
I wonder how it
range.
works in Europe, where where gas is more expensive in Europe. But I don't know what electricity rates are like there. Wonder
Yeah.
how it works out.
And like even in the States, different states, like my home charging in Utah, much more cost effective than home charging in California per se.
Yeah, California's got some stupid rates. Depends on where you're at, how stupid they are, but I think I live in the stupidest. Which is why I now have solar on my house.
Because it makes sense. It actually will
It
break
makes
even
sense.
at those ridiculous rates.
Yeah. When your electricity cost goes up 30% a year for 2 years, it's amazing how the economics change.
It's been time to do this. Have a good weekend.
Breaking up
See you
again.
guys.
Good night.
See you guys.
Have a good one.
Miles is like the voice on the subway announcing what's next.
Next stop.
Our
And
next and final stop will be.
If that's all you want, then kiss your interest and hug your stocks. Just do what you have to do to be alive. And if that includes hunting dollars, then you have your right. The most beautiful things in life are free, except for pizza. It's super
Uh-oh, we're going to be too close to the finish to use coffee on the climb.
costs money, but other things are nice. Sunsets. The fresh wind in your face. Sunsets. The fresh wind in your face. Sunsets. The fresh wind. Sunsets and the fresh wind.
definitely not on the end of part of the climb, maybe the beginning. Although you do slow down on the climb, so it's It'll be interesting. I was definitely running the numbers.
1.6K to go.
Are we going to Loopy Land because you've ridden too far? Oh, we've gone to Loopy Land way long ago, Katie. It's par
We
for the
live in
course.
Loopy Land. I own real estate in Loopy Land.
We're real estate barons of Loopy Land.
I say, old boy, we're the kings of Loopy Land.
See, 0.5 kilometers until coffee gets cut off, and I have 70 seconds left. You think it'll... Which one will fire first?
Well, on the flat, it would be the 0.5. On the climb,
But
should still be the 0.5.
People be laughing, but you know it's true. You're gonna thrive in whatever you do. No matter the outcome, win or lose. If you come with your game, they remember you. Doubters and haters, they never succeed. Spending their lives in their nosebleed seats. You're the bomb. They just a fuse.
probably a terrible place to test this is on a climb because I'll have to like surge as soon as I start pedaling again. 30 seconds, 0.2 kilometers. 24. Ten seconds, 0.1. I think it's going to be the time. Well, it didn't. It's at 5.0 right now, and it didn't. Maybe when it goes to 4.9, it kicks it off.
I don't know. My rider list says I'm only at 94.9, so it's off by 200 meters. Maybe it's based on that.
Which one am I looking at now?
Yep.
Que me dice si nos vamos donde nadie nos moleste y lo hacemos con locura como lo quisiste siempre. ¿Qué te parece si esta noche no lo dudas si te atreves y dejamos de aguantarnos? Si te quiero y tú me quieres, como la flor de los balcones que alegra los corazones, el mejor de mis amores, no hay ninguna como tú. Yo quiero bajarte la luna, yo quiero verte desnuda y que me digas a oscuras, quiero hacerlo una vez más. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas, y si te vas, te vas, te vas, y si te vas, te vas, te vas, llévame contigo. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas, y si te vas, te vas, te vas, y si te vas, te vas, te vas de mí, no me dejes solo. Dame tus besos, dámelo, dame tus besos que son míos, Después te vas donde tú quieras, pero hoy quédate conmigo. ¿Qué te parece si esta noche no lo piensas y te atreves? Y dejamos de aguantarnos, si te quiero y tú me quieres. Como la flor de los balcones que alegra los corazones. El mejor de mis amores, no hay ninguno como tú. Yo quiero bajar la luna, yo quiero verte desnuda y que me digas apura, quiero hacerlo una vez más. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas, y si te vas, te vas, te vas, y si te vas, te vas, te vas, llévame contigo. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas, y si te vas, te vas, te vas, y si te vas, te vas, te vas de mí, no me dejes solo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas. No me dejes solo. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas. Y si te vas, te vas, te vas de mí, llévame contigo. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Too strong, Wagz. I didn't realize you were off the front until it was too late.
Oh, gosh. Tired. So it said 99.9 when I crossed the line, and then it went back to 99.8. Like the adjustment between the. Okay, let's go. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can.
same with me.
Oh, you already crossed?
99.9. Yeah. Same thing.
Ooh. Ah. Let's see if we can raise somebody on switch. Schneider's. Let's go get Schneider's raid. Ooh. That was a good one.
That's a long final effort.
I meant to. I think I got it. I don't know if that lap recorded. I think I did the lap before I did my. No, I did it right after. Well, it was 5.5 kilometers long, whatever that was. So maybe I ended it. Maybe I started it right before. Yeah, so it was 9 minutes at 300 watts. That edge. Ooh. But obviously, the first half of that was much higher than 300 watts.
Yeah.
All right, Twitch. We're going to go raid Snyder's, Facebook and YouTube. You're going to get the outro scene. Thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful day.
I've been drinking water for some time, picking up the parts of all my life. Didn't get to solve it this time. How am I to break apart? Don't tell me why we can't collide. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Don't you feel it? Don't you feel it?